Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking and splitting this case to put a forged crank in it, and this is for the Honda Grom. I went ahead and disassembled some of the motor. I do need to pull the cover off, the flywheel side, the clutch side, and then I'm going to work from there. So give me just a few minutes here. I'm going to get some tools out and we'll get started. Okay, here we go. So I'm just kind of taking, these ain't even tight. I'm just kind of taking these loose. And the key here is going to be organization, okay? That's going to be the secret. He went ahead and they gave me a sprocket. Looks like a 14 tooth. I'm not going to be running that. I can tell you that for sure. It may leak a little oil. If it does, it's normal. The oil has been drained, but there's always just a little bit left in there. Okay. Never split a case apart before for a Grom. I've always done two-stroke scooters, so there may be a better way of doing this, but here's the way that I'm going to take it apart. The bird is excited, isn't he? And this may help some of you guys out if you ever decide you want to do a big motor, or if you got a bad crank or a bottom end. This should make it pretty easy. These should all be the same. Looks like they are. Okay, let's see if we can pry this cover off here. That was easier than thought. So the magnet is kind of holding this case on here. So you just want to wiggle it as easy as you can. Alright, I'm taking the screws out because I know they're all going to fall. They look to all be about the same length. Some are a little shorter. Just kind of take note of the case of where it goes, and you'll be okay. Let me get something to pry that a little bit. And just be real careful, you don't want to mar this up where you can't. Sorry, I'll move that back. So what it is the magneto is pulling this in. And that's what we're trying to get to. There it is. Okay. So here's your stator. This powers all your lights and electrical. That's off, okay? So now it leaves you with your flywheel here and your starter up here, and then you have this little gear. Okay, and this gear probably just falls off. You really need something to hold this to do it, but I'm going to use an impact, hopefully. Hopefully, is the key word. Stuff a rag in there. I'm going to try to use an impact to break that nut loose. And then once I get it off, I got these tools from Fembro Garage. They sell all the tools that you need to split the case. So give me 1 minute and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, it's a 17, but this thing spins so freaking easy. And look at this little guy right here. That's already off. I know that's off. Oh boy, we're in for a treat here. Let's see if there's any way I can hold this. I doubt I can. Well, never mind. Easier said than done, I guess. Let's go ahead and get it. I was hoping we could get it top dead center. This gear came right off. Now, there should be something in there that holds that gear on. Oh well, we'll figure that out when we put it back together. Let's see. Did they give me the wrong? Okay. I guess they put this tool together the other way. Okay, so you take your tool apart that you get. Okay. And it screws onto this outer edge here. This outer lip, I guess you could say. Doesn't screw on real good. As I was doing it right, I just had to check. There should have been a pin in this gear right here. Whenever I pulled that cover off, there was no pin in that. So, this could be interesting. Alright. Come on now. I can't hardly turn it no more. It's about ready to pop off. You just gotta... Come on now. It needs some leverage on that. Hammer, tapped it. I think we got it now. Sweet Jesus. Okay. All right. It goes together like so. All right, so it looks like here's how you get your lower and your upper tensioner bolt. Okay. And then you're supposed to have a guide pin in that because it sits up here in place. So it's all right. I'm sure I can order it. And you have a bearing here. And I don't believe my new crank came with one of these, so I'm going to be reusing this. Okay. So that was pretty simple there. And you can go ahead and remove your chain. This tensioner wheel's busted. I'm going to have to get another wheel. Let's see what we got. Get this chain off. Here's your OEM chain. Okay. And that yeah, it's ate up. Bottom one's good. Feels good. Okay, so we got that. Not really much oil or anything dripped out. Let's flip it over here to the other side. I know it's kind of leaning, but that's the best we got. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the starter off. I believe that's a 10. We'll get the starter out of the way. These aren't tight. Come on now. Try not to bust my knuckle here. One was loose, one was tight. No problem. It's got a little O-ring in there, and it really is in there. Just a little tap here. There it is. There you get a little O-ring. Just gonna go ahead and put my screws back in. It's not gonna matter. Still splitting the case. Okay. Starter's out. Alright. Now, I need to work on this side. So I'll prop it up. Whoop. Spilling a little bit of oil there. I really need some kind of little stand or something to prop that sucker up on, don't I? Wipe up all that old oil there so it doesn't make a mess. Go ahead and pull your clutch cover off. Okay. I got one over here. Go ahead and take the top ones loose. Set my clutch nut over here. Keep all that together. It's weird though where that, I don't know how you would have ran this motor without that pin. Let's see if we can turn it over here. All right, loose, loose, loose. So now we got to take this cover off here. It's pretty solid. Be real careful with this tab down here, because it will break, I'm sure. There we go. One over here. Okay. And one up here. That should be her. Let's see. Yep. This one tightened up on me. Okay. Plunger's still in there. Make sure your plunger stays in there. See it right there? All right. Now we have that out. Still leaking a little bit of oil here. There's really no real good way. It's pretty much always going to have a little bit of oil in it. And now we got to take this off. You guys a little closer to the action there. It's got a Takagala oil pump in it. That's good. Okay. Now, if you look, this thing will spin the crank super duper easy. I'm going to try to put a penny in there to get this thing off. And I got some more tools from Franco, our Finbro Garage. Let's see which size this is. They definitely take the hell out of it. I'll tap that on there because it's a little loose. That's her. Okay, give me 1 minute here. Let me go get a penny and I'll be back with you. Okay guys, so you see how this thing spins? To the left. I'm gonna take a penny and I'm gonna put it down in the gears. Oh shit, I dropped it. Okay, that'll hold. Okay. Now, with the impact, grab my penny. This thing is still leaking oil. All right, let me go ahead and get this on. Okay, that should work. There it is. Piece of cake, huh? Okay, so now that we have that off, take your penny. And it fell. Alright. Okay. There it is. Oil spinner off. Set that to the side. I will not be reusing that. That is definitely not going to be reused. Alright, now we got to get the clutch basket off. So it looks like the only way to do that would be to take these 3 screws out. Possibly pull this off. This little, maybe that holds oil in it or something. I'm not sure. Oil spinner tool, or not an oil spinner, I'm sorry, the clutch tool. There it is. Holy cow. There we go. Started slinging springs and everything, didn't we? Alright, that's out, that's out. Okay. There's your clutch. We'll set it right there. And I feel like this thing should have 6 bolts in it. I don't know why it doesn't. Maybe they didn't, maybe they did. Who knows? Okay, so that's as far as I'm going to go here. I will have to, you know what, let's go ahead and take the oil pump off. Let's check it and make sure it's good. And I tell you what, we're going to torque everything to spec when we put it back together. And it may have been torqued to spec, I really can't say, but it does feel tight as crap. I can tell you that for sure. There's the oil pump, Takagawa. That's it, boys. She's ready to be split. That's pretty easy. I mean, that's nothing too major. I'm sure any of you guys could do it. It took a little while to get it apart. I'm not going to mess with any of this linkage. All that's going to stay the same. I'm just going to pull this crank out. Got a little bit of play in it. Not too bad. This looks good. Let's see what this... Looks like they kept the screen clean. No? Full of stuff. Get that cleaned up a little bit. I'm just literally puzzled. That's as good as that sits in there. Should I try that one? I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm just kind of puzzled why I'm missing that one pin. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's get this tool out of here. I'll definitely have to get some more rags. So I really need something. Hold on. Guys, here's a second video I'm going to shoot. And if you look, there's a lot of bolts in this holding the case together. So we're going to go through and take every one of these out. Alright? You don't need them to split the case. I'm going to see if I can use my impact here. I got to see if I have a reducer. And if I do, we'll just impact these little nuts out. Just start with the 8s. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this thing up and it's getting a little split a case. That came right out real easy. Okay. Trying to keep it all organized as best I can. Let me get me a rag here and I'll be right back. Okay. I got a car clean wipe here. Alright, so We're going to take this off. I think that's it. This will come with it. That'll go with it. I mean, if that's not it, I don't know. I'll have to look at the service manual again, but that should be all she wrote right there. Let's see. Come on now. There it is. All right. Okay. I don't really see anything else that would be causing an issue. The timing side is the one I imagine I want to take off because you only have one spline here and the old gears are sitting on the other side. Alright, let me see if I can tap this case. I don't have a rubber hammer, so I'm just going to be real careful. Oh crap. It's already separating. Look at it. You can see it. It's already coming up. There really ain't nothing holding this case together. Get around here and tap it a little bit. Let's see. It's about all the way out. Check all your screws. Some of them are still in there. Okay. I'll keep tapping on it here. Let's see. Basically, it's just going to be kind of wiggling and jiggling here, I think. It's going to be your best technique on the screen. Because it's pretty much ready to come apart. I'm going to take my flathead and just be very, very careful not to damage the gaskets or they will not seal. You know, or they will not seal actually. I may tap this crank a little bit to see if that'll help me put the nut on it so it doesn't hurt it. Yeah, that opened it up quite a bit. I mean, she's about apart. There's just not much except here at the bottom. There's really nothing holding this thing together is a sad thing. It's just these little bolts. pulled loose. So basically it's just tapping around the case until it comes apart. And I'm extra taking my time. I know I could be a lot rougher with it, but I'm trying not to be. I don't want to damage anything. Little washer, so I'm gonna have to, when I go to put it back together, I'm just gonna have to look at the diagram and kind of take my time here. Oh, that looks good. Lose everything there. Alright guys, give me a few minutes here. I'm going to keep tapping this thing. I'll be back with you. Got it. So you just wiggle it. Be real careful. That's her. That's her right there. Woo! That is exciting for sure. Alright, I'm going to set my case over here. And these gears and everything, I want them to stay where they're at. I don't want them to get too crazy on me. Start moving around. So, I'm going to rubber band them down. Just because I know it's not going to be good. I know myself far too well. Well. There we go. I would keep a little tension on them. So the only thing left to do is to pop this side out, and this side is more than likely pressed in. Okay, that's got the Allen head holding it in on the other side. Gears are all good right there. Let me see if I can get this rubber band to work out a little better. Trying to grab this rubber band. Good Lord. Okay. That should hold the gears. You see it right there? Should definitely hold the gears. Okay, so the only thing left to do is just tap this crank out. But it's in there pretty good. So, not sure what I want to do there. There's really nothing I can put on the end to keep from messing the end up. And I can't pull it out because it's pressed in. So, let me see if I can just tap it a little bit. I want a gear. See it right there? We're going to need to reuse that. And right here. And a collar. So, put it together how it would go on the crank. That's how it would go from crank in. Leave them gears alone. I really need like a press or something, you know, to get this thing out. Let's see. It's not really moving. Okay, so what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up going to a machine shop and having them press this out, okay? And then put the new bearing in and then press the crank back in place. So that's about as far as I can get right now, and when I get back to the house, I'll have the rest of it taken apart. See you guys.